There's a truth that scares both political parties. A truth that explains why one man and one movement gain loyalty that survives scandals, investigations, indictments, and reality itself. MAGA did not gain power through policy. MAGA gained power by speaking to the people who feel invisible. People who believe America moved forward without them. People who believe their pain never mattered. People who believe no one in power ever looked them in the eye. Today, we're breaking down how MAGA weaponized invisibility into influence, and why that strategy works better than any campaign slogan in modern history. This is not about Donald Trump, the politician. This is about Donald Trump, the symbol. A symbol for the unseen. Let's get into it. Before you win a movement, you identify who feels unseen, and for decades, millions of Americans felt ignored by both parties. They watched their towns hollow out. They watched jobs disappear. They watched politicians talk about progress while their own lives stay the same. This group does not see themselves in Washington speeches. They do not see themselves in tech culture. They do not see themselves in elite media. They do not feel represented. They feel abandoned. Trump did not create this invisibility. He recognized it. He spoke directly to it. He made them feel seen. This is the foundation of his power.
What I would call your everyday man, the forgotten man or woman, the people that wake up every morning, go to work, do their job, come home to their kids and families, and are faithful and consistent. The people that have built America.
There are people in our country that have been forgotten, that are hard workers. We do not hold signs. We are not on street corners. We are waking up at the crack of dawn, working and earning our living.
But every single day, men and women from across this country are affecting people in positive ways.
Real people that work hard every day, and they just want to earn a good living and enjoy life.
And he really knows them, understands them. It's clear he has been on the job site, interacting with people from all backgrounds.
I've never had someone care so much about making sure people have job security.
The president's job is to protect us, keep us safe, and help make our life better and the opportunity to pursue the American dream. That's what Donald Trump is doing.
As a cattle rancher and a farmer, I do feel that we are not forgotten with this administration. We have hope for preserving our industry.
My hope is that we lift the regulations that have stripped away the working class Americans' ability to do what they innately know how to do best.
I feel like Trump is definitely pushing more for the steel mills, the fishermen, just us making our own products and bringing everything in. He's pushing so hard, and I see it truly coming alive.
I do feel that President Trump has the interests of all those Americans tied together. I really do.
The MAGA frame is simple. You are not invisible. You were robbed of your place in America, and I am here to take it back for you. This frame does not rely on policy. It relies on emotion. The message is not about tax plans or legislation. It's about identity. It's about belonging. It's about validation. MAGA tells supporters, your struggles are real. The elites mocked your way of life. The system pushed you aside. I am fighting for what you lost. You see, this frame turns pain into allegiance. It turns disappointment into loyalty. It turns invisibility into purpose. In narrative warfare, the strongest message is not, here's the plan. The strongest message is, I see you.
We are here to listen to community and faith leaders and to present our vision of advancing the cause of justice and freedom. What happened 2 weeks ago was a disgrace. Unfortunately, there are some trying to stoke division and to push an extreme agenda which we won't go for, that will produce only more poverty, more crime, more suffering. From day one, I've been fighting for the forgotten men and women of America. We're aggressively pursuing economic development in minority communities, and we're confronting the healthcare disparities. We're working to finalize an executive order that will encourage police departments nationwide to meet the most current professional standards for the use of force. We're renewing our call on Congress to finally enact school choice now, because access to education is the civil rights issue of our time. Every child should be able to grow up in a safe community, free from violence and fear.
Once the frame is built, MAGA deploys it through every influence channel available: church pulpits, talk radio, Facebook groups, text chains, YouTube commentary, family gatherings, online communities that function like therapy groups for resentment. The story repeats nonstop. You were ignored, you were disrespected, you were replaced, you were forgotten. But here's a leader who says you matter. This is not politics. This is emotional reinforcement. People who feel invisible do not want data. They want recognition. And MAGA gives them that recognition every single day. You see, that is how a movement becomes a home.
Men and women of America will be forgotten no longer. That is the heart of this new movement and the future of the Republican Party. People came to vote, and these people, the media, they said, where are they coming from? What's going on here? These are hardworking, great Americans. These are unbelievable people who have not been treated fairly. Hillary called them deplorable. They're not deplorable. Who would have thought that a word was going to play so badly? That's the problem in politics. One wrong word and it's over. She also said irredeemable, but we won't mention it. The GOP will be, from now on, the party also of the American worker.
MAGA messaging triggers 3 psychological needs that invisible people feel the most. First, the need to be recognized. Second, the need to belong somewhere. And third, the need to feel control in a world that keeps changing. When Trump says, they are not after me, they are after you, he activates all 3. He becomes the protector, the interpreter, the defender, the voice for people who believe they have none. This is not persuasive communication. This is identity engineering. Facts do not break this bond because facts do not create this bond. Emotion does. This is why scandals do not weaken his base. The loyalty is not intellectual. It is emotional. He is not just a candidate. He is the first person who ever said, you matter.
Well, there was a hot moment over the weekend when one protester seemed to go at Trump himself. No one has been seriously injured in all of this, but the disruptions keep coming. And here's Dean Reynolds.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
It was business as usual at Donald Trump's rally today in Tampa.
Yeah, get her out, please.
Emotions are running high at these events now because of what Trump calls the disruptors. With him in Tampa today, Sarah Palin electrified the crowd this way.
What we don't have time for is all that petty, punk-ass little thuggery stuff that's been going on with these quote-unquote protesters.
It was a reference to Dayton on Saturday, where one protester actually rushed the stage, to Kansas City, where Trump could barely finish a sentence.
I got plenty of time. I mean,
and to Chicago, where scuffles Friday night between Trump supporters and a large contingent of protesters inside the hall spilled out onto the street. The Trump campaign canceled the rally for security reasons. There were 5 arrests. University of Illinois student Jeremy Mazer said the anti-Trump demonstration was well planned.
Tons of student organizations all over the campus got together, had meetings all week to stop this atrocity from happening.
In Tampa, we asked Betty Myrick and Marcia Craig about that as they headed into their 3rd Trump rally.
Are either of you concerned at all about the demonstrators and the hecklers?
I am very concerned about them, and I think that the government, the authorities need to do more about them because they're impeding the ability of Donald to get out his message and free speech.
But Trump does more than shout down his tormentors.
Go home to mom. Go home to mommy.
He baits them.
Like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
Last week, one supporter did just that to a protester, and Trump says he might pay the puncher's legal fees.
It's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American. When it's time, oh, I'm free.
Just gotta wake it up. It's part of our genes, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
Understand, nothing will be given to you. Nothing. You gotta reach out and take it. You gotta take it, and you gotta fight for it.
Get the out! Get out of here! We're serious! Get the out!
Don't touch us, and this is the public place.
Towards the Capitol. This is your order to disperse.
Public sidewalk
You
here.
took an oath to pervert.
Negative. You guys work for us.
You took an oath to preserve justice. What's happened here is not justice.
Man, you guys turn around. I'm not going to say you don't back me. We'll fucking back you.
Once that identity forms, loyalty becomes self-sustaining. Supporters defend him because defending him feels like defending themselves. Every attack against Trump becomes proof that elites are trying to silence him. Every indictment becomes confirmation that he is fighting the battle they cannot fight. This is the final stage of influence. When the movement is no longer political, when it becomes cultural, when it becomes personal. For people who feel invisible, MAGA does not just give them a voice. It gives them visibility. It gives them community. It gives them a place in the story of America. That is why the loyalty lasts. Not because Trump delivered, because he's never actually delivered, but because he noticed them when no one else did.
What is not to like about Donald Trump? Making America greater than ever.
There has never been anybody that drew crowds like we draw. And I don't have a guitar. I have no guitar.
Anybody want to tell me why you love him?
Why not? He's doing what he said he'd do.
I'm the only politician in history that I've actually kept more promises than I made. Think of that. In other words, I made here.
I mean, he's doing all the right things, you know. They just got to get out of his way. They got to stop crying like little kids.
Wah, wah, wah. Darling, I want to watch television tonight and there's no damn wind. What do I do?
I'm just curious why everybody loves him so much.
I mean, you want a list? Tax reform. I like that. I like that he's building the wall. I like what he did in Israel with the embassy. I like that he defeated ISIS. He allows our troops to shoot back when they get shot at, which is a good thing, right?
And with Obama, you did nothing. You did nothing but get your ass kicked. True.
everybody. Welcome to the Trump campaign rally featuring President Donald Trump.
It's great to be back in the state that gave us the Liberty Bell, Pennsylvania Steel, Hershey chocolate. I like Hershey chocolate. The sanctuary city of Philadelphia, a city of brotherly love.
Of course I love him. And I don't care all the stuff that they say about him. What do I care about that?
He's the best president we've ever had in this country. He doesn't care about politics. He cares about helping the public. He cares about helping the American people.
I became president, think of it, almost 3 years ago. By the way, was that the most exciting night ever?
He's definitely for our country. He's not about himself.
You're so lucky I became your president.
And I know how important it is for us to have a good reputation with a lot of countries, and they see how we act.
I have to say I'm kidding, because the fake news back there will take that. They'll take that statement and they'll blow it up. And they'll say he said they were lucky to have him as president. What a horrible thing to say, because they're fake.
When he is not honorable and when he cannot be trusted, and I don't mean mainstream media trust, there's nothing.
They are very dishonest. Very, very dishonest. No, they're very dishonest people. Does anybody think the media is honest? Does anybody think they're totally corrupt and dishonest?
He's made our country such a great place to live the way it's supposed to be, and I'm very thankful.
What was wrong with it before? I thought it was pretty good.
Not in the last few years.
Go back to living a good, normal life. Because America is winning again. America is winning again like never before. And as I always say, and I've already said it twice tonight, this country is so respected. And we were not respected 4 years ago. We were laughed at. A regular president would have been under a table, thumb in the mouth, saying, "Take me home, mommy, this is too tough for me."
To be honest with you, I really don't think Trump is a Republican. I think he's a conservative. Republicans, I don't think anyone here really likes Republicans.
And I have to say this about the Republicans. The Republicans have never been so united as they are right now, ever. The House, the Senate, we've never been this united.
They really didn't support him for the first 2 years. They threw him under the bus for 2 years.
A lot of people say it's Trump's party. It's not the Republicans anymore. It's Trump's party.
I guess you could say that. Yeah, that sounds good. I like that.
Vote for these people. Even if you don't like them, vote for them.
You know, and he's building the wall, and he's trying to.
He's not building a wall.
He is building walls. Why is he having a hard time building a wall?
Fixing the wall.
Because the Democrats don't want him to have any success.
You don't think the wall
fighting-
is like a little bit racist, no?
No, I do not.
No.
You don't know how many of these people want to do us harm, whether they want to do something in terms of terrorism or whether they want to do something in terms of crime.
Innocent Americans in all 50 states are being brutalized and murdered by illegal alien criminals. Last summer, at least 19 illegal aliens were charged in connection with grisly homicides, including hacking victims to death and ripping out, in 2 cases, their hearts. Dangerous, violent criminal aliens free to kill, free to rape, savage gang, chopping the body apart with a machete. Violent sex crimes, raping and viciously strangling, illegal alien crime, real violence, rape, sexual assault of a child, and inflicting serious bodily injury, brutal and sadistic murders, aggravated indecent assault, unlawful contact with a minor, indecent exposure, and terroristic threats. Everything from assault to kidnapping, to drug crimes, to sex crimes, to homicide murder.
A lot of people think he has dementia.
No, that's Hillary Clinton had that.
No, that's Pelosi. That's Joe Biden. Why is Joe Biden get a pass? I don't know. If there's dementia anywhere, I agree. It's got to be there.
Hey, do you ever notice where Biden keeps saying he's in the wrong state? Like if he's in Ohio, it's great to be in Iowa tonight. If he's in Pennsylvania, it's wonderful to be in the state of Delaware. What is wrong with this guy? What's wrong with him? There's something wrong.
They know that they can't win the election. They have no good candidates on the Democratic side. One's worse than the next.
I don't want my grandchildren to be social communists. And all we've had out of Ocasio or Sanders or, I don't want them to have that kind of life.
Virtually every top Democrat also now supports late-term abortion, ripping babies straight from the mother's womb right up until the moment of birth. Democrats are now the party of high taxes, high crime, open borders, late-term abortion, socialism, and blatant corruption. They're embarrassed by the impeachment, and our poll numbers have gone through the roof because of her stupid impeachment.
And they think that if they do this, they're going to try to get him out of the way, so to speak. But you know what? He's not going anywhere.
I think it's a good thing because it's going to get Trump a lot more votes.
It's a crock of
They're impeaching me. You know why? Because they want to win an election, and that's the only way they can do it. We're dealing with people that don't respect you. And by the way, they talk about the elite. You're the elite. They're not the elite. You're the elite. It always bothers me. They say, the elite. This is the elite. Look at these people. How beautiful. This is the elite.
Voting for Ivanka, Donald Trump Jr., they're all in there.
You're the elite. You're the elite. You're the elite. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true. The fake news will never report it. But it could be true.
MAGA is not powered by policy. MAGA is powered by psychology. It works because it reaches the people who feel forgotten. It works because it speaks to wounds that never healed. It works because it tells millions of Americans you are not invisible anymore. This is narrative warfare at its most powerful. A movement built on emotion, a leader built on symbolism, an identity built on the promise of visibility. If you want to understand modern politics, you must understand this truth. People do not follow the candidate with the best argument. They follow the candidate who makes them feel seen. This is Politics or Power, where we expose real architecture behind influence. If you want more episodes that break down the psychology and strategy driving American politics, make sure you're subscribed. This story is not finished, and neither is the fight for who controls it.
Facts don't win wars. Strategies do.